spraying the blue. Welcome to the Riverview Park and Zoo, which is located on the Great Otonabee River, the source of Peterborough's drinking water. My name's Taylor, and I'm one of the public educators here at the zoo.
Hello, and my name is Brian, and I'm also a public educator here.
We respectfully acknowledge that we are on the traditional territory of the Mississauga and Anishinaabe. We offer our gratitude to our First Nations for their care for and teachings about our earth and our relations. May we honor those teachings.
Today we're going to be talking about water protection, and it's so important that you and I, as humans, do our part in keeping our waters healthy and clean.
Water flows in a continuous cycle, and in that cycle, the water may pick up a variety of contaminants. Watch as we trace the life of a water drop as it moves through a watershed.
Say, Taylor, do you know what a watershed is?
Yes, it's an area of land where all the water drains to a certain point. For example, we live on the Trent River watershed. The Trent River flows from Rice Lake into the Bay of Quinte on Lake Ontario. The Otonabee is tributary in the Trent River watershed. Watch as the water droplet moves through different areas of the watershed and picks up different contaminants. Many of these pollutants are not dumped directly into the river, but wash into the river when it rains.
Look at all the contaminants that I picked up as a water droplet. Let's take a deeper dive and see what all of these contaminants represent.
Chemicals! The green contaminant represents pesticides, which is picked up in lawns, crops, and gardens.
Say, what does pink represent?
Pink represents animal waste.
Ew! Poo!
That was picked up in agricultural land, such as farmlands or pastures.
Say, what about white?
I can't breathe! White represents nitrogen and dust, which is picked up in the air. Yellow is silt and soil, which is picked up in developmental areas.
Oh, so like construction sites and growing subdivisions?
Yes, dirty.
Say, what's black?
Poison! Black is gas and oil, which is picked up on roads or highways.
Wow, that's a lot of contaminants.
Yes, that's why it's so important to keep our waters protected.
What are some ways that you and your family can help protect our waters? Some ways are not littering, carpooling, and using reusable straws and bags and other sustainable products.
To end off today, we are going to feed our North American River Otters and learn all about their adaptations. North American River Otters are semi-aquatic mammals, meaning they live both on land and in the water. Otters has a variety of aquatic habitats, such as rivers, lakes, swamps, wetlands, and coastal areas.
Say, do you guys know what an adaptation is? An adaptation is in a way an animal will change or adapt or evolve to better fit its environment. So for example, you and I in the wintertime, it gets really cold. So we're going to put on a coat, maybe a hat, in order to stay warm. Likewise, when the summer comes, it's hot. So we want to wear a t-shirt, shorts in order to stay cool. Likewise, our otters here have special characteristics that help them swim and hunt fish and survive as well.
Let's check out some otter adaptations that Brian is going to demonstrate.
Alright, so our first adaptation of the otters is their tail. And this is going to be represented using this paddle. Their tail is strong and helps them propel through the water and helps them swim.
Otters live in the water all year long. So how might an otter stay warm when it's cold outside? Underfur. Otters have 2 layers of fur. The underfur acts like a wetsuit and keeps them nice and warm, feeling like they're completely dry. Brian is going to throw on this big warm coat to represent the otter's underfur. Like I said, otters have 2 thick fur coats, the underfur and the outer fur. The outer fur is represented by this poncho. The poncho allows the water to roll right off of the otter's fur.
Say, otters also have special eyes, and they actually have a third eyelid. It's called the nictitating membrane, and this is what they do to help them see underwater and swim. Also, these otters, what about their webbed feet? Their webbed feet helps them swim faster through the water, which I'm going to represent using these flippers.
Wow, now that you have learned all about otters and their adaptations, let's meet Melissa, Splish, Boldt, and Lawrence, our North American River Otters. At the park and zoo, we have 4 North American River Otters: Melissa, who is our eldest female, Splish, and Boldt and Lawrence, who are brothers that came to us from the Brockville Aquatorium, and they're 3 years old.
Something really awesome about the otters here is they actually have a really high metabolism. And because of this, we have to feed them 4 times in just one day. And so some of the stuff that they eat includes smelt, which is a type of fish, and in the summer we give them a frozen treat called a fishicle, which is basically just a popsicle with fish inside of it. And so although the otters are omnivores, their diet consists of mainly a carnivorous selection.
Enrichment is something we do with all of our animals here at the park and zoo, and that helps them to stimulate their natural environments that they might do in their natural habitats. So right now we have thrown in an enrichment device that has lots of food inside, smelts like Brian was saying, and they roll it around and they wrestle and they get the food out, and that just allows them to kind of show off their natural behaviors.
Something really awesome also about the otters is their slender nostrils, and they can actually seal up these nostrils completely to help them swim underwater.
Otters can hold their breath for up to 8 minutes. And although they look so cute and cuddly, they are a very vicious and territorial animal. Therefore, you'd never want to be alone with an otter, as it could be quite dangerous. Otters have many adaptations that help them to survive in their environment. In order for otters to live a happy and healthy life, it's so important that we keep the waters they live in, eat in, and swim in clean and protected. If the water is polluted, otters will not be able to survive. Keeping our water safe and protected allows for all animals alongside the otters to live a happy and healthy life.
Thank you so much for joining us today for Water Wednesday and helping keep our waters safe and clean.